Historically, precious metals have operated on a shared hierarchy. Gold is the premium standard, while silver serves as the bulky, affordable alternative, a metal bought by the ounce for generic, everyday investment. But a specific market anomaly has fractured that hierarchy. This bar chart compares total global silver supply against industrial and consumer demand over the last 4 years. The demand side is consistently eclipsing what miners can physically pull out of the ground. We are looking at a sustained imbalance. By focusing on the negative space between these bars, we can see the exact size of a compounding deficit. The market is struggling to match the volume of metal global industry currently requires. The immediate consequence of that gap is extreme price volatility. This line graph tracks the global silver price over a 12-month period, showing an 85% upward surge that has forced a restructuring of manufacturing costs. These financial figures translate into a difficult physical reality for jewelry makers. Raw silver bullion bars are heavy, and the mass required to produce traditional silverware is becoming a liability for manufacturers. Silver's role as a cheap fallback commodity is fading. Its scarcity has turned it into a high-stakes material for global industry. To see how this plays out in practice, we have to look at India. As a massive driver of global precious metal consumption, the Indian market serves as a test case for this new economic environment. National trade policies are now tightening the supply. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's administration recently introduced strict curbs and duty hikes on foreign silver imports, aiming to prioritize domestic value addition over raw imports. The impact of these trade barriers is measurable. Analysts expect at least a 10% drop in raw silver import volumes into India this year. This creates a dilemma for the local consumer. Many buyers are already priced out of gold, and now their access to new silver is being restricted by trade policy. With borders tightening and prices rising, the domestic industry faces a supply model that no longer functions. They cannot solve the shortage by simply placing larger import orders. To maintain production without reliable new imports, manufacturers are shifting toward an aggressive domestic recycling loop. This flowchart tracks the speed of that transition. Old jewelry is feeding directly back into the raw material supply. Currently, up to 50% of consumer transactions involve exchanging old metal for new designs. Even with recycling, manufacturers are hitting a budget wall. Consumers still have the same spending limits, but their money now buys less than half the silver it did a year ago. The industry solution to this mathematical gap is a process called lightweighting. Jewelers take a thick, raw metallic block and physically stretch it. They morph the material into thin, sprawling, lighter frameworks, allowing a piece of jewelry to maintain its visual size while using significantly less mass. Modern silver goods are no longer valued strictly by their bulk. Instead, their value comes from the engineering efficiency used to navigate the current shortage. As record gold prices move beyond the reach of the average buyer, silver has stepped in as the primary structural substitute in the consumer market. We are seeing a surge in gold-plated silver. Many retailers now use these plated pieces as their primary physical display inventory, only manufacturing solid gold versions when a specific order is confirmed. The silverware sector is feeling the most pressure. The traditional market for generic heavy silver gifting is shrinking because the cost of the raw metal has become too high for the average gift budget. To maintain margins, artisans are pivoting toward high-value art pieces. These massive, detailed statues are designed to justify a premium price to collectors, moving silver from a commodity into a luxury asset. Manufacturers are also targeting a younger demographic by using pop culture icons. They create high-margin, themed collectibles for Gen Z buyers who prioritize the identity of the object over its raw weight. Silver is adapting by changing its identity. It is either serving as the invisible core for gold-plated goods or becoming a hyper-specific luxury collectible. The 4-year supply gap is changing how silver is used. It is moving away from its traditional role as a bulk store of value and into a phase defined by precision engineering. Silver currently functions as a specialized material for the jewelry trade. Manufacturers rely on these hybrid materials to maintain their business models while raw supply remains tight. Market constraints rarely stop people from wanting to own precious objects. Instead, those market constraints dictate the exact physical shape, weight, and appearance of the entire world we see in the showroom.